Cool. Let's have a look at the three uses of the diminished 7th chord. Use number 1 as a passing chord between notes in a scale. So let's say that I'm playing in a C major scale, C, D minor, E minor, F chord, G major chord, A minor, B minor 7 flat 5, C. Right, so I can use the diminished 7th chord as a passing chord connecting the chords in a scale. So I'm going from C to C sharp diminished 7, D minor, D sharp diminished 7, E minor. So it's a then from F to G, for example, A minor to A, from G major to G sharp diminished 7 to A minor, A sharp diminished 7, B, then C. So now in the chord progression I played earlier, when I played up the scale, there's two locations where I skipped. I didn't play the diminished 7th chord in between E minor and F, because that's 3/4 in the key of C, so there's no note in between that I can fit. And I didn't play one going from B minor 7 flat 5 going to C, which leads us to use number 2 of the diminished 7th chord. You could also use the diminished 7th chord as what I like to call a passing resolution into 1 or 4. So what that means is the following. Let's say that I'm playing C, D minor, E minor, F, so I could play this, check this out. I'm playing exact same D minor, E minor, F. So I'm kind of delaying the motion into the 4 chord, into the F chord. So if I go back, and you'll do the same with the 1 chord, so let's say key of C, C, F, 1, 4, 5, G. Instead of going back to the C chord, the 5 chord, G wants to resolve back to the C chord, but instead I'm going to C diminished 7 first and then C. So I'm preceding the 1 chord by the 1 diminished 7 chord, or I'm preceding the 4 chord by the 4 diminished 7 chord. So taking the idea a little further, the first thing how I started this video, I played passing chords going from C all the way up to C up an octave. Check this out now. So I have C chord, C sharp diminished 7, going into D minor, passing by D sharp diminished 7 into E minor, delaying the resolution to F with F major 7, F diminished 7 going to F chord, passing by F sharp diminished 7 to G, passing by G sharp diminished 7 to A minor, passing by A sharp, so I move up chromatically to A sharp diminished 7 to B. I can't fit anything between B and C, so I play C diminished 7 as a delayed resolution, C 1 diminished 7 chord into C major. So if I'm playing this now without all the talking in between, so it sounds like this. Faster and make all the chords a little shorter. It's like so that's two uses combined here of the diminished 7th chord as a passing chord if I can fit it in between two scale chords, or as the delayed resolution if I cannot fit an in-between chord, which will be in between 3 and 4. So 3, 4, so I have 3, 4 diminished 7, 4 chord, or between 7 and 8. 7, 1, which is also 8 of course, 1 diminished 7, 1. Then there's a third use of the diminished 7 chord, which is as a substitution to the 5 chord in the key. So in other words, when I'm in the key of C, for example, 4, substitute the 5 chord, the G chord, with a diminished 7 chord. And which diminished 7 chord do you always substitute the 5 chord with? By the diminished 7 chord up a fret from the root of your 5 chord. Specifically in the key of C, so 1, 4, 5 are C, F, G. 1, 4, 5. I will replace my 5 chord, my G chord, with the diminished chord up a half step, that's A flat, diminished 7 chord. Which can also be played here. So these are all A flat diminished 7 chords, of course, because again the chord repeats itself every 3 frets. So how does it work? Now instead of playing G7, I just play A flat diminished 7, so I'm playing C. C, F, A flat diminished 7, C. And why is it that the 5 chord can be substituted, can be replaced by the diminished 7 chord up a fret? The reason is because both these chords, in this case in the key of C, G chord and G7, and A flat diminished 7, both these chords contain the same 3rd, 7th and 5th. So if I'm playing G7 chord, I have F, B, and D. F is the flatted 7 in G, F, G, flatted 7th. B is the 3rd, F, G, G, A, B, G, B, G, B, G, A, B, C, D, 1, 3, 4, 5, the 5th. But if I move my G up a half step to A flat, which gives me A flat diminished 7 chord, now my notes are A flat and F, B, D again. The F is the flat, double flatted 7 actually, A flat to G double flat, right? Then B is the minor 3rd, C flat, A flat, C flat, and D is the flatted 5th, because D is also E double flat, which is the flatted 5 above A flat. So point being made, like, don't get confused, don't worry about all these numbers if the double flat stuff does make sense. Point being made, the G7 chord and the A flat diminished 7 chord have these same 3 notes. G in the bass, A flat in the bass, and these notes stay the same. Which is why both these chords can substitute one note, is because they contain all the 7 notes. If you play A flat diminished 7 chord up in a higher register, let's say on the top 4 string, and the bass player hits a G in the bass, all these notes add up to being a G7 flat 9 chord. So there you go, that concludes the whole like diminished 7 chord talk. So these are the 3 main uses of diminished 7 chord: as a passing chord between chords, adjacent chords in the scale, as a delayed resolution chord to the 1st or the 4th chord in the scale, where you play 1 diminished 7 chord going into 1, so C diminished 7 chord and then C chord, or 4 diminished 7 chord and then 4, or as a substitution to the 5 chord in the scale.